attendance. And that moves on to section 2, which is our review cycle policies. Dr. Russell and Dr. Nicholson.
Thank you, Ms. White. I am getting caught up here.
Sorry, I didn't even ask if you were ready.
I'm ready.
Okay.
My apologies. The system was just a little bit slower than us, so thank you. Okay, so we will begin with policy 006.1, which is board member participation at a public board meeting via electronic communications. And I am suggesting for the committee just one minor revision from Skype, because we don't use that anymore, to Zoom. But otherwise, I think the language is language that administration is comfortable with, but open to conversation with the committee if anybody feels differently.
I had a question about the restrictions against electronic communication participation, and it was, what was it? Oh, I'm sorry. It was the reasons for why you can participate. Wait, where was the reasons for why you can participate?
So restrictions against electronic communications participation? Each board member shall be limited to 2 occasions each calendar year, no more than 2 board
I'm sorry,
members?
it's under request to participate, number 5.
Okay.
And it's, the request must meet the definition of good cause, and good cause shall be construed to include an unexpected family or personal commitment. I'm wondering if it needs to be unexpected. I mean, it could be something that's planned. Perhaps you're traveling for a wedding or something like that, so I don't know that
Maybe the language can just be with permission,
Yeah.
advance,
with advance notice.
or communication too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know that it needs to be an emergent reason.
So I wonder
It
if,
also needs to be an emergent reason 2 days prior to the meeting.
Right, exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
good point, Mr. Liggett. So I wonder if we just strike the word unexpected?
That's what I was thinking.
Is that what you were thinking?
Yeah.
Okay. That makes some sense to me. How does the rest of the group feel?
I don't have issue with that.
Yeah, I think I can support that. Honestly, the 2 days possibly would be something we might want to think about whether or not we would need that, because I would think it's going to be more of something sudden has
It
come
could
up.
be something sudden, right.
Sure.
Now, there are exceptions in the rest of it. I mean, you can, if we were to ask you as the president, you can just waive it easily. So, I
Right,
mean,
so-
I'm not hung up on this.
So would it be, is it really necessary for it to be there at all if it can be undone?
That's a question, I guess, for the
Just with
committee.
notice. I mean, I just think as far as communication goes, that's kind of the key piece of it. And then with regard to the notice, to me, that indicated more of the ability to set up the modality, and I don't know if that's necessarily a barrier anymore.
No, I would agree. I think we've appreciated in the past when we've learned the day of, for me, the day
Right.
of. Mr.
Just enough time to create a link and send the
Yeah,
link out.
And Mr. Ganesh is very efficient with this now. We've learned how to do that, so I would agree,
Right.
that's not a barrier.
It's sort of evolved, right?
Yeah.
As opposed to before, we needed to really kind of,
Yeah, I
set
can
up
understand
the-
how this
Recreate
is
the
kind
wheel.
of holdover from when this was
For sure.
extremely difficult.
right.
I mean, I definitely agree that being here in person is a different experience, and, you know, I think we have richer conversation when we're,
I think it's the goal, but
it's
if,
better to engage in person, but, you know, we also have lives.
but for voting,
Right.
and other
Yeah.
commitments that
Right.
are, paid commitments very often, or
Right.
once in a lifetime
Exactly.
family commitments, things like that. I think that in the instances, obviously missing a meeting is one thing. A voting meeting where there's a vote necessary is actually,
gets-
to me, what this is crucial for, if a vote needs to happen and we need all 9 members to vote. So I'm fine with changing the language to allow for it to have more flexibility.
You want to strike that?
Is that one word, do you think that one word
mean,
is
to
sufficient, or
me-
would you rather wordsmith it further?
I was
I guess
thinking.
probably, well, think striking that one word and maybe just taking out, as soon as possible, 2 day, at least 2 days or as soon,
With advance notice?
yeah, with
In
advance.
advance of the meeting. We
Yeah.
could maybe put the language like that,
Right.
in advance of the meeting,
Yes. Yes.
to the, maybe we can write, let me see where though. Board president and superintendent. In other words, who the protocol is
Yeah.
for notification.
Okay, so we're going to come down here.
Yeah, and it says that obviously, to your point, Judy, Mrs. Lofton, about policy is not intended to undermine strong preference for board members to be
Right.
physically present.
So, I'm sorry, could you repeat? So if I strike 2 business days and instead, what was the phrase you used, Ms. White?
Board member must submit a request to participate in a public school board meeting via electronic communication as soon as,
You just said with advance notice.
with advance notice, thank you. And then the second part is accurate. This third part is what I just said.
And then we want to get rid of unexpected down in number 5.
The
Actually,
request
I
must meet the.
I think you also want to delete before the scheduled date. It should be with advance notice, or maybe advance notice before,
The start of the board meeting.
yeah,
It needs to be before the start of the meeting,
Right, you can't
otherwise,
just-
right,
at 20 minutes.
We still
into
need
the
to log
meeting.
on when-
Right.
when we,
You have to
um,
be there for attendance.
correct.
Yeah.
If we go to that, do we even need the whole good cause paragraph at all? Or do you want to keep it
I
in there
think-
just so that we don't willy-nilly?
Well, I think I wouldn't want to say, oh, I'm sorry, I just interrupted.
No, go ahead.
Just, I wouldn't want to say, you know what, Laura, or Mrs. White, it's 70 degrees out, I'm going to just zoom in and sit on my deck, right? Like,
I don't think there's any
we
harm
want
in
that.
leaving good cause. I think
don't-
it shows intention.
I don't feel real strongly about that, so it's
I,
fine.
I think that's sort of implied, but just in case someone should have a question about the good cause. But no, in that case, that could be an absence. It could just as well be an absence. So it's, to me, more about professional courtesy and allowing for some flexibility. Good?
Yep. I
Okay.
think so. Excellent.
Great, thank you. We
Okay.
could still Skype if we wanted to. I'm just teasing. It's a joke.
So in terms of policy 116 and 117, the administration does not have recommended revisions to these policies. Are there any questions or comments about policies 116 or 117?
So I have a question about policy 116, and that's not necessarily any of the language per se, but when do we actually pay for a tutor for a student? When does the district pay for a tutor for a student? Because, in my experience as a parent, there were times where I paid for a tutor, and if I contacted the guidance office and I said, hey, I really think my child needs some tutoring, and they would send me a list of tutors that I could pay to tutor my child, but there was never any discussion over whether tutoring was appropriate for my child or if the district would pay for it. So, this policy, when does this come to play?
Right. I think that's a good question, and we've asked that question before when we've looked at this policy. I would ask Ms. Adducci, I think the only time we may have ever provided tutoring that the district paid for was with a special education student. But I don't have an example to present to you, but you're right. We pay for compensatory education. We provide homebound instruction. But for general education students, we do not pay for tutoring in my experience. So I think it's a good question.
So, I'm just looking at and seeing that this is linked to the code. I didn't take a moment to read through all the code, but, is this something we're legally mandated to say that we do? But, and then are we supposed to be, what is our obligation to actually be providing tutoring and what, should there be, is there an admin reg that goes with this that specifies conditions under which it might be offered to a student?
I was wondering, as I was reviewing it, I was wondering whether or not the term tutoring is just implied in a different manner than traditional tutoring. Because when you read through here, participating in remediation, intervention, and enrichment, I guess my impression that the tutoring services were different than like, oh, I hired a math tutor.
Right, so maybe these aren't paid tutoring services per se, but they
But
are
supplemental
instead-
intervention.
Right, so after school, we ask our teachers to remain at the secondary level until 3:10, or to provide tutoring or
Biking zone.
remediation during advisory, during biking zone in the morning. I think that's a good point. We could do a little research and find out.
I don't have, depending on what our intent is with this policy, I don't know if I have a problem with what it says or not.
Let us do a little bit more research into this. It could be that it's not paid tutoring. I think that's where my mind went also.
Right.
To paid tutoring services. We do a lot of other tutoring or tutorial type instruction. So we'll do a little bit research. Yeah, we can bring it back, or I can follow up in the notes if that's sufficient.
Would you like to bring it back or have follow-up in the notes? Your choice.
I mean, I guess it all depends on what the answer is.
And what the answer is. Okay, so then why don't we hold it?
Yeah, I'll see. Yeah,
Okay.
that sounds good. Okay. Okay. 117, are we comfortable with that one? Homebound? Okay, all right. Okay. So we'll shift over to Mr. Weaver for policies 627, 705, and 706.
Thank you, Dr. Russell. Good evening. All three of my policies are being driven as a result of a review cycle, so there's no PNN guidance for any of these. So when we do our research, in this particular case, we compare ourselves to what other school districts have. Policy 627, we have a very comprehensive policy associated with post-issuance tax compliances. Not many school districts have that, and the ones that do have it very limited, and then it's heavily driven by administrative regs. So I turned around to Mr. Subers and I said, okay, let's get ourselves up to speed here and get us modernized. So 627 is with our legal team right now. In a similar fashion, 705, the policy itself as it stands with us here at PV is fine. However, all other school districts have the mention of a safety committee, an official safety committee. For years, we have determined that we did not need an official safety committee in the eyes of the state because we participate in a self-funded workers' compensation plan through the SDIC. The main purpose of a certified workplace safety committee is that we receive a 5% discount on our workers' compensation plan, which we qualify for every year. We go through the process, and I have been utilizing the Safety and Operations Committee, the listing of the people that attend, all of the meetings, and I've been sending that information, and it's been acceptable. I believe it would still be acceptable in the eyes of the SDIC. However, I will tell you that our insurance company, which is Utica Insurance, oftentimes will look for these items. And if I recall, the last time we went through this, probably about 8 years ago, when they actually came out and looked at all of our policies and procedures, they said, where is your state-mandated workplace safety committee? And it was a struggle, but they approved it. So I think at this point in time, we should put it to add it to the policy and work for a certified workplace safety committee. And the reality is that I think it's probably the proper thing to do. We have employees, we have administrators. It's very set in a certain process. They've recommended having equal administrators and equal employees. It's fairly straightforward. And I've borrowed the language from Methacton, which is the most updated workplace safety 705 policy. So that would be my recommendation, to add that information and then work behind the scenes. The actual official Workplace Safety Committee could report out through the Safety and Operations Committee.
So I have no issue with adding the language at all. The question that arose for me was whether or not the bargaining unit needs to agree to the language and the responsibility to be part of that committee. That wouldn't be Mr. Clellan's unit. That would be, I would assume, maintenance and custodial.
We could certainly touch base.
I don't, and again, to me, it's sort of a benign sort of thing, but if we're obligating them to weigh in, I don't know if that requires coming to meetings.
That's a very valid question. I will tell you that Mr. Fabrizio and his staff already do a lot of these things anyway.
And I guess that's, exactly. So
Yep.
with regard to, I mean, but now it's in a policy. Obviously, if it's just mimicking best practice, there should be no issue.
Yes.
I just didn't know if,
Okay, we can get an official.
Yeah.
Chaz, we'll talk
I just
about
don't want to make the decision unilaterally without having them weigh in.
that. Absolutely, fair enough.
Okay. But other than that, I have no issue with it. Mrs. Lofton, Dr. Weston, Mr. Liggett? Okay, all good.
Actually, just,
Go ahead.
would the teachers want to be represented on the committee for health and safety hazards that they could potentially be exposed to?
So my,
I mean,
my nuance of
Yeah.
this would be there would be a chain of command. So if the teachers did have an issue, they would take it, who would take it, and then it would land on this committee.
I mean, as long as there's comfort with that, then I have no problem with it. You're comfortable sharing any concerns that
words-
you have with a representative from the
Right.
maintenance and the custodial union and having them bring your concerns to the committee?
Or does PVEA want a seat at the table as part of this
Like,
committee, as
how
with
do
a
you,
representative?
if you had a concern about safety now, how would you, like maybe there's something sharp poking out of a wall somewhere in your,
I think if we have a concern with safety now, we usually bring it to our building principal.
okay.
But if that process were to change, I'm sure we can work with whatever. Yeah, I guess as long as the process is clear and we know what it is, we can work with whatever.
Okay.
I can talk to our rep council tomorrow to see if we would want to be at that table, but I think if the process is clear and we can just reach out to somebody with concerns, should be fine.
And I guess, in my view, this would be, whoever would be executing the things would be the people that need to be at the table. Like, you're just reporting the news if something's sticking out of the wall, right? I mean, what's sticking out of the wall, Judy? Okay. Machete, Janice. All right, very good. So we'll clarify to make sure that the union has no issue, bargaining unit has no issue with the language, and then
Absolutely.
everybody else is okay with it.
Yep. Okay, great. Thank you.
Do you feel as though we need to hold it, or do you want to, no news is good news? Mr. Weaver?
I think we should move it forward. I think that whatever we have an issue with, we can work out behind the scenes.
Wonderful. I'm good with that.
We're probably doing a lot of this stuff anyway already. It's just codifying it.
But at least the conversation,
Yeah,
the gift of the
absolutely.
conversation, yep.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to 706. 706, fixed asset accounting. So this is being driven in our research by changes that were made at the level of GASB and GAAP, which are two areas that drive and promulgate the laws surrounding what we do from an accounting perspective. We have had a longstanding 706 fixed asset accounting group, and when I compare this to other school districts, theirs are much smaller. And in being that they have taken a lot of the stuff that we have behind the scenes and they've made it admin regs. So a lot of their policies are a page, whereas we have a lot of our stuff up front in the policy itself. And my recommendation is to remove that stuff associated with the changes in the accounting rules and regulations, Remove that and move those to admin regs. It does not change the process or the purpose of the policy at all. And as a matter of fact, it gives us a lot of flexibility then to address any of these accounting concerns that may come up and may arise.
Does anyone have anything to offer, add, comment? Okay,
Okay, thank you.
thank you, Mr. Weaver. Yep. And so then we are at 9:08, Dr. Russell and Dr. Nicholson.
So in policy 908, I really didn't make any changes. I suggested one slight revision under guidelines number 2, that electronic media will be used to maintain open lines of communication in an effort to make it clearer to the readers. Otherwise, we're comfortable with the policy.
Comments, questions, thoughts? Excellent. So we'll
Great,
move that one as
thank
well.
you.
All right, so
Okay.
that brings section 2 to a close. We'll move on to section 3, which are the PSBA PNN recommendations. Dr. Nicholson.
All right, good evening. Policy 204, attendance. This is coming out of a PNN from December. There are a number of changes that are pursuant to school code changes. However, I would like to hold this until April. I'm collaborating right now with a team that's working on attendance at the high school. Then there are some potential changes that they would like to see to our policy, just from a local side of things, to help us with habitually truant students. So the additions there are listed via the PNN, but again, we're collaborating and expect in April to have some additional language to add to this. Again, just assisting for those students that are listed as habitually truant and ensuring that we're able to work with them to get them back to school.
Excellent, so we'll see it in April. All right, social media, our favorite topic. Dr. Russell.
Thank you, Ms. White. So in November, the PNN published by PSBA updated the social media policy. So what administration is recommending really is the adoption of the updated language from PSBA. I know that we have at least one question or some feedback by a committee member, so I will turn it over to the committee. Administration essentially supports the language that's presented by PSBA and believes it helps people to realize their obligations as district employees or board directors or students with personal social media accounts. When they make those connections to the school and create a nexus, it can subject them to right-to-know requests, et cetera. So, in general, administration agrees with the spirit. However, there are some questions around some of the language that we might want to clear up.
Guess it's my cue. Thank you. My suggestion is under the personal social media accounts, the second green paragraph where it states that the board further recognizes the determination of whether an activity, yada, yada, yada. That paragraph to me seems superfluous to the rest of the policy. It's kind of, its intent is stated both before and after in the rest of the policy. And if the board, if a school director such as myself were to use this paragraph to try and direct their action in how they use the social media, it'll actually lead you to an incorrect conclusion that it's the status of your social media account that is most germane to this policy, whether or not it would be subject to a right to know. According to the court cases, and even the ones that are connected to the PNN, it's not the status of your account that is important, it is the content of the post. And so this, following this paragraph, it becomes confusing, and I don't believe that it's helpful. And that's a conversation that Dr. Russell and I had at one point about this. I don't know if anybody else agrees or disagrees, but that's what I would do, is just strike that one paragraph.
So I think from my personal point of view, I don't have issue striking the paragraph. I understand the spirit of the policy's existence is to allow for some guideline to usage. I think if folks are using a professional and common sense decorum on social media, mostly we should know what that is at this point. Engaging in arguments with the public, making comments that would maybe insinuate a position on something. I think that those are all things that we, as board members as professionals rather, I guess I should say, maybe should stay away from. So
And-
I don't
and
have big feelings about
I really
removing.
agree with you on that,
Yeah.
that it is our responsibility to do that. And like I said, when you read this paragraph, if you're to try and take guidance as a director on how you should approach
You
your
feel as
social
though it
media,
creates ambiguity.
It creates ambiguity because
Right.
it seems, that paragraph makes it seem like the status of your account is what is important.
Right.
And it's not. And that's
Right.
why removing it, it doesn't affect the
spirit.
legality of it, doesn't affect
Sure.
the spirit of it, and I think it makes it clearer for a director, which.
And
what to
I
do.
appreciate the point of view of that. Like I said, I don't really have a big feeling about it one way or the other. Obviously, we have all, yeah, it's been enough years at this point that we've have a story or two. So I don't take any issue with striking it if Mr. Leggett's suggestion is amenable to everybody else.
I would seek the solicitor's opinion on striking that. It seems to me that this is a clarification of circumstances under which a school director's public media, social media rather, might be considered subject to right to know request or to discovery. And as such, our solicitor is the expert on that, and I'd like to get their opinion as to, whether this is superfluous language or if it really does make a distinction.
And whether it would in the court of law.
No.
Okay. Are you okay with that, Mr. Leggett?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I mean, it is just policy language, so that's fine.
Mrs. Lofton, do you have anything you'd like to add?
Not to that part of the policy.
Okay.
I had a question on
So we've
an earlier part.
noted on that part of the policy.
Okay.
Correct?
Yes.
Okay, great. Go ahead, Mrs. Lofton, move on.
On page 2 of the policy, it says the district shall remove comments and may remove comments which, and I'm wondering whether, some of these things that we've, excuse me, that we've taken out are acceptable to be taken out. For example, Number 4, for example, so previously we had said that if somebody's trying to sell something, thanks Wade, if somebody's trying to sell something, we would take that off. That's no longer part of the policy. So do we want, is there a legal reason for that? I would think that we would still want to keep something of that nature in our policy. We don't want people piggybacking on our social media to be promoting their businesses.
I was just looking at, based on your comments, and I can appreciate those, I was just looking at the PSBA version. They do not have it included. I wanted to make sure that we brought over the revisions correctly. So they did not include it. However, what they do have, I'm not sure I see it in ours, but we might want to think about including it if we don't, are intellectual property rights. It's not exactly the same
But
thing.
that's not the same, and then I guess the other one would be promoting, suggesting, or encouraging illegal activity or inciting violence. Oh, wait, no, that does, okay.
So it just, some of the language is, it's just been cleaned
See,
up and kind of
But
combined.
it's different. So inciting imminent lawless action or subjecting individuals to fear of violence is a little bit different from encouraging illegal activity. I mean, depending on what the activity is. Inciting imminent lawless, like you could subtly be encouraging somebody to do something.
Like graffiti or, can you, are
You
you
know, I'm
thinking of a
thinking
specific
for-
example?
I don't know. Maybe I'm going to go to a store in New Jersey to pick up a special product there, or something of that nature. And
Oh,
you're-
inciting imminent
right,
lawless action.
You're sort of
Okay.
encouraging something, but you're not like inciting lawless. I don't know. To me, inciting lawlessness is a higher threshold, but not necessarily than just encouraging somebody to do something that's illegal. I don't know. We're saying, hey, it's totally okay to speed on Campus Drive. Like,
Okay, so,
something, right? It's,
so ultimately though, the takeaway
Yeah.
of your feedback is that we want to make sure that the things that were stricken in the revisions suggested are covering all of the things that we could potentially want to remove.
correct.
Okay, so maybe we can have the solicitor weigh in on that as well.
Yeah. We've got the confidential information. We've got vulgarity. We've got hate speech. It's just worded differently. but
Yeah,
there's
it's
a couple
worded right.
things.
And then the spamming in nature, that number 8 needs to be renumbered if we strike all of the other numbers, but it's still there.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll follow up on that point as well, on those 2 points.
So I want to be clear. First of all, we want to incorporate or consider incorporating promoting or endorsing commercial products, services, or businesses as something people cannot do. And also, we want to look at the word inciting
Yeah.
and whether or not it is the best word to be used there.
Right.
Okay. Got it.
Citing imminent, yeah. As opposed to the other line I just said. The other language was promote, suggest, or encourage illegal activity. So that would be the old language.
Yeah, and the threat statement is contains threats or contain personal attacks on individuals in the school community.
Right.
So there's a bit of an overlap there, it seems.
Yeah.
We'll have the solicitor review.
Okay.
Thank you.
I think that would be helpful in cleaning up the language and also just getting the clarification. I know that we've had very lengthy and robust conversations about what we can actually censor on our district pages. Okay, very good. Thank you for the conversation around that. All right, that brings us to the end of Section 3. Section 4, local policies for review. Dr. Fuller has joined us, and then Dr. Nicholson, I guess we'll head that as well. It's 119 current events.
Yeah, so 119 current events, if you recall back from February, there was robust conversation about this policy. We've done some updating based on the conversation that occurred back in February. Specifically, the committee recommended redefining current events a little bit more broadly, and there were some terms in here that there was some conversation around. So in collaborating with the larger team, we've taken an attempt to encompass those notes and encompass that conversation from February into what you see before you today. So if there are any questions or comments, we're happy to work through this.
I think the changes that you made do incorporate what the committee spoke about very well, and I'm quite happy with the language that you've developed.
Good stuff.
I'm going to be difficult, if that's okay.
Go for it.
So I like the language, and I like the redefinition of the term current events. Number 2, does not tend to persuade students to a particular point of view. I would find problematic as an administrator. Does not tend to persuade is a pretty subjective term. Also, all of the other items here are well, except for number 6, are phrased sort of positively. And so we took a crack today just to add some language around this, about what do we want this language to be. And so we talked about the language being neutral, balanced, and free from advocacy, and must not attempt to persuade students to a particular viewpoint. Tend to persuade, I think, is different depending on who you are. And I don't know that that's something you can prove or disprove, that this language tends to persuade. That was our only feedback.
All right, so just to be clear so I understand, the language in point 2 does not tend to persuade students to a particular point of view. How would you recommend that it read?
We would say that the language must be neutral, balanced, and free from advocacy.
Okay. So number 2.
Is the language?
No, the language
The
shall be.
language is.
The language, or the language is, or the language shall be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is neutral, balanced, and free from advocacy.
Say it
I
one
don't
more
know.
time.
Neutral.
Dr. Fuller.
Is, okay, here it is. Is neutral,
Balanced, and free from advocacy.
And does not?
Yeah, and I have more if you're interested.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, and does not, and must not attempt to persuade students of a particular viewpoint.
And must not. I like it. It's almost like you wordsmithing.
We
these
talked
ones.
about
It's
it.
crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
good. Excellent.
That's my only
And must
feedback.
not persuade.
Attempt to persuade, must not
Attempt.
attempt to persuade students of
So
a particular
stressful
viewpoint.
to edit in real time.
So,
Students to a
Sorry, I can't-
particular
I gotta
viewpoint.
Put my glasses back on.
students towards,
Okay,
We just said of a particular viewpoint, but that's fine. Towards
Well,
is
I'm just
fine.
copying the language that was already in the sentence. That's what I
Yeah.
was.
I have a question about that vis-a-vis some other conversation that we had had.
Say it one more time. I missed the beginning part.
I have a question about the attempting to persuade students to a particular point of view. I guess my concern is how is it handled if a student responds to a current event in a manner that is offensive to other students in the class?
Give me an example.
Some people might think that the war in Iran is justified and that people of certain religious groups are justifiable targets of attacks, and other people in the classroom could find that opinion offensive. So how would something like that be navigated?
In light of that language, must not attempt to persuade students of a particular point of view.
Right.
I mean, I think that we can use the other bullets here, right? That things are related to, I think it's somewhere up there, it says something about related to the mission of the district. Doesn't it say something like that? I'm sorry, I'm not scrolling through it.
yeah,
That's current event, or the student.
Is conducted in a spirit of scholarly inquiry, encourages balanced presentations and open-mindedness. So I think we can rely on the other bullets in this policy. It's not particularly open-minded to say that people should be targeted for religion or any other protected status and deserve to be attacked. So I think I think there's enough guidance in the rest of those bullets to solve that for that. I think we're talking about a particular point of view on a matter of social debate. But we did add that late. I think it might just be enough to say neutral, balanced, and free from advocacy.
I do also believe when you're talking current events, the wording here is geared more towards the design of the discussion, designed by the educator. You're going to have different viewpoints from the students, so I think it's about navigating that and showing that fair and balanced and allowing that one student to have their feeling and the other student to have their feeling, but really the discussion is where the learning comes, right? So I think it's more geared towards the educator, that the educator is not showing one-sidedness to this, but really allowing both sides to share their viewpoint and, encouraging the students to be balanced and open-minded as well.
And Mrs. Lofton, I guess I would venture that with regard to the teacher mediating, acting as a mediator in the discussion, I think keeping and making sure that the conversation is on topic and not a directive targeting any one individual, or like if a Muslim student's in the room, for example, during the conversation, I think that it's not about that person, it's about the actual issue. And I think that, but I know that teachers generally support more than one thing being true at once. And I think that, to me, that language reflects that. But the sensitivity of the topics in general,
Right.
Gaza
yeah.
would be another perfect
Another-
example.
right,
And so
exactly.
I do agree that the sensitivity around that, especially for some students that have intersectional identities, is very, very sensitive.
Right, and I mean, just another example I'm thinking of was the Supreme Court decision allowing for racial profiling. And, it was a recent event, and I'm sure people have feelings about that and could take offense to other people's feelings about that current event. And so, I'm just really curious, I know our teachers are amazing, but some of these are very thorny issues, and how would you navigate, or do they feel prepared to navigate those conversations?
Well, that's a separate question.
Right.
But I do think that classrooms are and should be a safe place to have these types of conversations in a way that is not without context. You're not just yelling back and forth at each other in the cafeteria. For example, there's some structure around having intelligent, informed dialogue, hopefully with facts and context. That would be my desire for the classroom. I'm assuming that's everybody's goal in the building here.
I mean, I think this is meant to govern the way we approach
Yeah, right.
these sensitive topics, rather than act as a guarantee that people won't be offended by what's said.
Well, and it's okay to be offended as well. I mean, then that's part of your response, right? That offends me, and this is why.
Right.
That's my point of view about it. I mean, but yes, I do agree, and I've had many conversations in my own house about how, and sometimes you need to take a beat and ask to take a beat and leave the room, even if you have big feelings about something. I don't think that that's inappropriate either. That's my 2 cents on it, anyway. But I like the way the language is.
I'd like to mirror that. Good job on the quick rewrite there. I do like the language that's presented here. For me, it's removing words that are triggering for me personally from the policy, and encourages more of a conversation and gives direction, I think, without causing those controversies and other, that, like I said, trigger some people. I think it's a great compromise.
Wonderful. So if we're all okay with moving it on with that language? Dr. Weston? Excellent. Okay, so that one can go ahead.
Okay, similarly, Policy 228 was before us in February as well. Again, conversation ensued there, specifically for this one around number 3 under purpose. and what it means to offer an avenue towards the realization of district goals. So again, we've taken some time to take a step back, take the notes from the committee and reword number 3 to make sure that this is about student leadership, advocacy. I know we talked quite a bit about civic engagement, more so than realization of the district goals. So if there are any questions or comments here, Dr. Fuller, if you have anything to add.
I love this one.
All in favor?
Me too, thank you.
Excellent. Great work. Thank you for incorporating such well-written feedback. Or incorporating the feedback in such a well-written way. All right, so that brings us, we'll move that one as well. That brings us to closing items. Our next meeting is April 13th. Good stuff. Notice a video disclaimer. 5.04 is adjournment. And we will go ahead. Thank you for those of you that have joined us. We're going to do a quick 10-minute or so executive session, and then we will be back to start our business meeting in short order. Thank you so much. allowing us to start behind schedule and let us finish up our exec session. We will go ahead and call the meeting to order. Roll call, Mrs. Reefer.
Ms. Bridey?
Here.
Mr. Liggett?
Here.
Mrs. Lofton?
Here.
Mr. McGuire?
Here.
Mr. McKinney?
Here.
Dr. Weston?
Here.
Ms. Westfall?
Here.
Mr. Williams?
Here.
Ms. White?
Here. 1.03, 1.04, Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silent reflection. Thank you very much. 1.05, reading of the PVSD mission statement. Mrs. Lofton, would you mind?
Thank you, Mrs. White. The mission of the Parkland Valley School District is to cultivate an inclusive community of learners empowered to grow intellectually, socially, and emotionally.
Thank you so much. 1.06, approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
So moved.
Mr. McKinney motions. Is there a second?
Second?
Mr. Liggett seconds. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. 1.07, approval of the minutes. May I have a motion to approve the minutes for February 9th, business meeting, March 2nd, work session, and January 7th, executive session?
So moved.
Mr. McKinney motions. Is there a second?
Second.
Mrs. Westfall seconds. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Now, our feature of the evening, 1.08, our special recognition, led by Dr. Russell and Mr. McKinney. This evening, we are recognizing our MLK essay contest acknowledgements, as well as our spelling bee participants, and the art department. March is celebration of the arts, so this evening we are recognizing both Youth Art Month and music in our schools. And we will go ahead with that recognition. We'll also recognize the Tri-County High School Art Exhibition and the PSEA 39th Annual Touch the Future Art Exhibition and the National Art Honor Society. And take it away. I was just a little vamping while you were walking around.
Thank you,
Go for
Ms.
it.
White. And good evening, everyone, and welcome to the board meeting this month, the business meeting. And thanks for coming out to recognize our students this evening. As Ms. White mentioned, we have quite a few groups to represent tonight. And I appreciate all of you coming out to support our students. So, we have quite a few celebrations. We're going to begin with the MLK Essay Contest. And I do see Mr. Basil here and Mr. Young, two fifth grade teachers at Schwenksville Elementary, along with the building principal, Mrs. Venza. I will invite all three of you up, and you get a cookie. But we'd also like to recognize our fifth, if you can find your way up here, we would like to recognize you too and then include you in the picture. But please be comfortable. Our fifth grade students participated in the Ursinus College annual MLK essay contest, and each year, for the past several years anyway, we've been invited to write about the thoughts prompted by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Students were tasked with writing an essay concerning the life and times of Dr. King and how his words and actions can be an inspiration and a guide for future generations. And we are proud to announce and celebrate our two contest winners. The first is from Mr. Basil's class. This is Mr. Basil.
Yeah.
Maggie Flanagan, fifth grade.
Is it showing broken?
Way to go, Maggie. So you get a certificate and a cookie, and then we'd like to have you stay for a few minutes and get a picture, okay? Congratulations. And from Mr. Young's class, we have Madeline Ask. Well done, well done.
Congratulations, man.
So So congratulations to both of you. Thank you for leading your students and facilitating this activity, and for facilitating these 2 essay contest winners. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Thank you. Thanks for coming out. Thank you for coming out. Krista, thank you. Thank you, sir. All right. This is good. PV's annual middle school spelling bees were recently held, showcasing impressive talent and determination. Students tackled challenging words. I'm not going to go through the list because I don't know how to pronounce them. No, I'm just kidding. Barricade, apocalypse, suspicious. Yeah. Well, wait till you see the word that Ellie spelled correctly to win. Okay, so we're proud to recognize our middle school East champion, Ellie Luke. Are you here this evening, Ellie? Way to go. Fantastic. Ellie Luke, along with Fatima Kamzi, earning a second place. Is Fatima here? Excellent. Congratulations. Well done. And Sai Jayuhu Prusunuhu. I apologize for my pronunciation of the last name, but Sai, congratulations. Sai placed third. Congratulations. So we're going to give you a certificate and a cookie. Ellie secured the win in the 16th round with the word? Cherylis. Cheryl. Cheryl. You know what that means? No. Okay.
Not important for the spelling.
I looked it up, though. Yeah, it's a breed of cattle. White. Yes, very good, Dr. Weston. White beef cattle breed. So really, very impressive, and congratulations. So if you stay for a little bit longer, we'll grab your picture. All right, well done. All right. All right, more spelling bee at Middle School West. We had Chloe Cornley claimed first place. If Chloe could come up, if she's here. Chloe, very good. Well done. Certificate and a cookie. Ryan Martin finished second. Is Ryan here? Congratulations, Ryan. Well done. And Jack Rosalie came in third. So if Jack is here, please come up. Excellent. Nice job. Okay. All right. Chloe clinched victory in the 20th round. Wow. What was your word?
Oppression.
Say it again.
Oppression.
Excellent. Well done. That was her winning word in the 20th round. So that's a lot of spelling. Good job. So both Ellie and Chloe will advance to the county spelling bee to represent Perkiomen Valley. Congratulations. We'll be cheering you on. Really outstanding. Well done. If you stick around, we'll take your picture, okay? All right, you can head back. Thank you. All right. Okay. We've also, the past couple of years, been recognizing a lot of students in the area of art and art studies. So during the month of March, when we will shift and recognize some of our musicians in April. So March is a celebration of the arts, recognizing both Youth Art Month and Music in Our Schools Month. During this time, we're proud to showcase the outstanding artwork created by our students. Tonight, we celebrate our high school students whose work has been selected for regional exhibitions and competitions. I see some of our art instructors here. I will invite those up. Mr. Tom Comp, Mr. Bob Libby, and Mr. Chris Bernholt. Congratulations.
Put your picture up there.
So this is the team of our art teachers here at the high school. Let's start with the Tri-County High School Art Exhibition. On February 10th, Montgomery County Community College's Pottstown campus hosted the 12th annual Tri-County High School Art Exhibition, showcasing the inspiring talent of student artists from across Montgomery, Berks, and Chester counties. This annual event celebrates creativity, technical skills, and artistic expression from some of the region's most accomplished young artists. We would like to congratulate Emma Fulop and Evelyn Klein, who received special recognition for their artwork. So if they would come forward if they're here tonight. Emma, congratulations. Thank you. Great work. Emily, congratulations. Evelyn, you both should get a certificate, and then we'll ask you to stick around for a picture. Okay. Oh, okay. 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 Yes. So you can just stand here for a minute. Yep, that's good. Thank you. I know it's a little uncomfortable. So the exhibition also featured works by Gabby Barrett Garvin, way to go, Madison Benning, Aiden Benning, congratulations, Madison. Aiden, congratulations. Caitlin Hardy. Mia Kovalik. And Mackenzie Moe. Congratulations. You get a cookie. Thank you. Don't forget the cookie. Cookie can be the most exciting part. Congratulations to all of you. And if you wouldn't mind sticking around, we'll get your picture afterwards, okay? All right. Thank you. All right, connected to the Laurel House and Victim Services Center of Montgomery County, the Shifting Spaces Art Show, sponsored by the Laurel House and Victim Services Center, is an opportunity to spread positive messaging about healthy relationships and influence friends, family, and more to value respect, safety, and trust in relationships. Several PV students were invited to participate in the showcase. This was held on February 26 at Ursinus College in the Innovation and Discovery Center for their powerful submissions to the annual What is Love poster contest. This was intended to raise awareness about teen dating violence and sexual assault. So, first place, Abby Batchelder. Okay, congratulations. Dylan Kupfer, second place, if Dylan is here. Both Mia Kovalik and Megan O'Donnell earned a third place. Do you have these on display somewhere? Do you have these on display? Okay. Congratulations. Well done. And Gabe Nelson, honorable mention, if Gabe is here. Awesome. Congratulations. We'll grab your picture too. Thank you. All right, as we continue with art recognition, we move on to the PSEA, which is the Pennsylvania State Education Association 39th Annual Touch the Future Art Exhibition. This is organized by PSEA, which is a state-level organization, and it draws hundreds of incredible artwork from young artists throughout Montgomery and Bucks counties in all types of media: painting, drawing, ceramics, sculpture, animation, mixed media, and more. The following students were selected to participate in this exhibition, which opened on March 1st. Julia Atkinson. Gabby Barrett Garvin. Congratulations. Abby Betchelder. Congratulations again. There's a theme here. Evelyn Klein. It's okay. You don't have to apologize. Okay. Dylan Kupfer. Okay. Charlie Pavlo. Congratulations. Well done. Catherine Pagat. Maddie Spahitz. Congratulations. And Gabby Testa. Congratulations, Gabby. Congratulations to all of you. Again, you're in another picture, so we'll catch that afterwards. Way to go. Well done. Sorry. Oh. Oh, you're right. Yes. Okay. Kurtz Brothers, yes. All the way in the back, yeah. All right, Kurtz Brothers. Speaking of Gabby Testa, again, congratulations to Gabby. Her cover photo and design were selected as the winning cover for the 2027 Kurtz Brothers catalog cover. In addition, the high school art department will receive $1,000 towards the purchase of art supplies. That is outstanding, Gabby. You got to come up again. One more time.
And her class is going to get a pizza party, too.
Nice. Oh. Thanks, Gabby. Way to go. And I hear there's a pizza party in it for everybody, too. That's all. Outstanding. Seriously, that's great. Let's move on to the National Art Honor Society, class of 2026. We're proud to recognize the induction of the National Art Honor Society class this year. This provides national recognition to students who demonstrate outstanding scholarship, character, and achievement in visual arts, while also honoring the dedication to their teachers and programs. This year, 49 Perkiomen and Valley High School students were inducted. Please join me in celebrating the following students. Julia Atkinson. Madeline Barden. Gabby Barrett Garvin. Abigail Batchelder. Not coming up. Madison Benning. Amelia Brown. Nina Chakraborty. Gianna Caudra. Ashley Dowlin. Avery Echternock. Angie Elgawe. Chloe Engel. Lillian Fike. Emma Fulop. Caitlin Hardy. Claire High. Madison Hills. Samantha Holland. Tallulah Hamalia. Thank you. Jason Kozinski. Dina Kim. Olivia King. Evelyn Klein. Mia Kovalik. Dylan Kupfer. Alyssa Leber. Sloan Lewis. Jaden Merkan. Amelia Miles. Kate Moretsky. Megan O'Donnell. Charles Pavlo. Toby Pavlo. Natalia Pico. Natalie Petrak. Stella Podwaski. Madison Pritchard. Cecilia Ritiavong. Aiden Sassaman. Riley Scherer. Olivia Sharkey. Liam Shawaluk. Madison Spahitz. Ava Spear. Caitlin Stiebner. Diana Turpaluk. Ripley Valerio. Logan Valerio. And Raquel Wisniewski. And thank you for offering each of these individual students a round of applause. Well deserved. We commend them for their creativity, their dedication, and their commitment to using the arts as a powerful form of expression. Their accomplishments reflect the strength of our visual arts program and the meaningful impact of artistic voice within our community. We'll take a short recess and hope to get all of you in some pictures out there in the main lobby. Thank you again for coming out, and congratulations to all of the students recognized tonight.
So we'll go ahead and we'll do our brief recess, and we will resume as soon as our photos are done. Thank you. All right, seeing none, we will move on to Section 2, Reports and Presentations. 2.01, Student Liaisons Report. Mr. Rapp, it's only you this evening. What do you got?
That's right. First, just some reminders of some important events coming up. The Middle School West musical is this weekend, and the High School musical Something Rotten is the 27th through the 29th. So if you haven't gotten tickets already, please get them. And then some athletic achievements. Congratulations to Luke Knox and Max Tassini for earning medals at the PIAA State Wrestling Championships. Max Tassini finished 7th place and ended his career with 176 career wins, which is a school record. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Very impressive. Thank you very much. 2.02 is the President's Report, and I will use my time this evening to share with the community and reiterate for the board table that we had a leadership profile assessment conducted by the MCIU with regard to input that we were looking for from stakeholders of our community on all levels for our superintendent search. So I'm going to take the opportunity to share that with you tonight. We'll go through the slides briefly. We won't go through every single one of them. It will be attached to the agenda, and it will be on our website as well. So we had, I think it was posted for roughly 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. We had 408 responses. The IU relayed that they felt that it was a fairly good response rate. 61% of that response was from parents in our school district. The other high percentage was about almost 24% of faculty, support staff, administrators, district residents, non-parent district residents, and then some students did take part as well. Hopefully Mr. Rapp is one of them. And we had some standout information with regards to things that were positive strengths of the district. And if you just keep scrolling, Dr. Russell, there were some challenges. Nothing was a particular surprise to me. It was reflected, it's been reflected rather many times in different meetings, different committees. But I think it's helpful to have this be an overview of where we see ourselves as a community and the values that we hold as a community, and areas that we want to focus on. The other areas that were drawn on in the feedback form were what areas of expertise were the most important to the stakeholders in the search that we are conducting for our next superintendent. And so those percentages are right there. Top of the list there is to motivate and lead employees for student success, which I think is pretty critical in terms of the value that not only teachers and administrator feedback participants provided, but obviously that percentage being as high as it is, parents feel that way as well. So that was nice to see. Some personal qualities of leadership as we scroll through. Obviously acting with integrity. So basically we just need another Dr. Russell for, the foreseeable future. So all of these qualities, I think, are in line with what the board will be keeping in mind and looking for as we conduct the interview process. If you just keep scrolling a smidgen. What tasks will the new superintendent, should they be highly effective in achieving? The list is right there for your review. And that was it. Okay. So we had, I believe, 21 resumes received. We are going to be reviewing those as a board this week in full transparency with the IU. And we will be conducting first round interviews. And then the process will go from there. So we wanted to give the community an update and let you know that this will be published again on the website. And it'll also be attached to board minutes. Are there any comments or questions from the table? Okay, excellent. Go ahead.
Quick question. Is there, can we see a breakdown by the group that was responding? So can we see administrators versus teachers versus?
Absolutely. So we actually have a meeting set with the IU for Thursday.
Okay,
And
great.
so that will take place prior to
So they'll
our
give us the
Education Committee of the
detailed
whole. So
breakdown.
I'll ask them to bring some more granular information. This was the broad stroke feedback
Got
overview.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we thought that this would be the most appropriate And digestion, yep, absolutely. But I will ask for more granular feedback for Thursday's discussion point. And the other thing that will be discussed on Thursday, which we have not yet seen, is a synopsis of the stakeholder group sessions. So this is the survey feedback, and then there were actually virtual sessions held where there was dialogue and questions and answers, and they are coming on Thursday prepared to talk about that as well.
Okay, yeah, I'd be interested to see the complete set of written comments as well.
The complete set of comments, I'll pass that along, absolutely will.
Thank you.
Okay, does anyone have any other requests ahead of Thursday? Wonderful. All right, and then the only other thing I'd like to mention, I was informed that at this year's Perkiomen Valley Chamber of Commerce annual membership luncheon, which is going to take place on March 25th, we have a very special award being presented to our very own Dr. Russell. It is the 2026 Marvin J. Lewis Award, and that award is a community service award. So I wanted to just say formally congratulations and acknowledge you. Well, we could give her a cookie tonight, and then I don't know if the chamber does cookies. I don't know what their protocol is there. I think you get lunch. Very good. But I didn't want to be remiss in acknowledging that. So, and that there ends my report. 2.03, Superintendent's Report. Dr. Russell, do you have anything to add to last week's report?
I do have one item that I know you and I sort of collaborated on. I would like to recognize Mr. Subers as our solicitor and his retirement at the end of this month. And Mr. Solicitor has become not only a strong professional colleague, but a friend in the industry, and has been extremely supportive on the back end of things in the background as we've navigated lots of challenging situations. So having known Mr. Subers and his children, I just wish you well in retirement, and thank you for your service to the district, really. Thank you.
All right, that's a good segue for 2.04, which is the solicitor's report. And Mr. Subers always tells us he doesn't have a report, but perhaps tonight he will.
I don't. I just want to, I don't have a report, but I do want to express my appreciation for the opportunity to have served as solicitor for the district for the past 30 years. When I started, it was Dr. Spar was the superintendent, and the district consisted of the high school, Trapp Middle School, North and South Elementary School. So I've seen a tremendous growth and progress in the district, and I've always been impressed by the dedication and the commitment of the school directors, the district administration, and the staff. And it really has been my privilege to participate in your mission of providing the best educational opportunities for our students. And as Dr. Russell said, I was a resident, PV parent, and I will always carry that PV pride. So thank you.
Mr. Subers, thank you so much. And again, we welcome you, Ms. Young. 2.05, Board and District Committee reports. This evening, we held a policy committee meeting prior to this meeting, as we do on the second Monday of every month. We have negotiations meeting this week. I'm sorry, that's next week. It's next Wednesday. That's our next one there. Education Committee of the Whole, just for everybody's reminder on the board, will be at 7 o'clock on Thursday, the 12th. That's this week. Again, we are meeting with the purpose of discussing superintendent search at 5 p.m. That'll run from 5 to 7. Then 7 o'clock, we'll do our Education Committee of the Whole. Safety and Operations will be on the 19th. Wellness meets at 3:45 this month. Also on the 12th, that's Thursday. PV Central Regional Planning will meet on the 16th. Mrs. Lofton will take part in that with Dr. Clune. The foundation meeting is on the 24th. Dr. Weston takes care of that. Mr. Liggett, MCIU Board on the 25th. Legislative, we just had. Those notes were passed along. And then JOC for Mr. McKinney and Mr. Williams are on the 16th. Does anyone have anything to add for board and district committees? Mrs. Lofton.
I have a quick question. The negotiations meeting on March 18th. I thought that one was potentially being rescheduled.
So there's a 17th and a 18th. There's no 18th, it's only on the 17th. My mistake. So we'll
Okay.
update that on the agenda. Thank you for paying attention. I couldn't remember which one was which, because I wasn't looking at my calendar. So 3/17 will happen, 3/18 will be rescheduled. Not rescheduled, but pushed to next month. Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Moran. Anything else? Great. All right, seeing nothing else, we will move along to Section 3, Consent Agenda. May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
So moved.
Mr. McKinney motions. Is there a second?
Second.
Mrs. Lofton seconds. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Section 4, Education, Mr. McKinney.
Thank you, Ms. White. 4.01 is the education updates, and I am assuming, Dr. Nicholson, there are no additions or updates?
That is correct. No additional updates tonight.
Thank you, Dr. Nicholson. 4.02 is on consent. 4.03 is on consent. And 4.04 is the enrollment report. That concludes my section, Ms. White.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Section 5, Business, Mr. Liggett.
Thank you. Mr. Weaver?
Thank you, Mr. Liggett. I do have an update. Item 5.02, which is the approval of E-rate technology purchases, has been filled in and presented by Mr. Ganesh. This is our annual submission for this item. Any questions or concerns about that? Okay, thank you. Moving on to 5.09, we have now updated the interior window safety coverings listing, and we continue to work within that not to exceed number at this point in time. Any questions on that? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Weaver. I appreciate that. Item 5.02 is the approval of the E-rate technology purchases, and I so move.
Second.
Mr. Liggett motioned and Mrs. Lofton seconded. Are there any comments or questions? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries.
And the other items are on consent until we get to item 5.09, the approval of the interior window and safety coverings, and I so move.
Mr. Liggett motions. Is there a second? Second. Mrs. Westphal seconds. Any comments or questions? Thank you so much. All in favor? Aye. Against? Motion carries.
Next three items are also on consent. And then there is the approval of the 2026-2027 holidays for the 12-month employees as presented, and I so move.
Mr. Liggett motions. Is there a second? Second. Mr. Williams seconds. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries.
The other items are on consent. The only other item is the grants and donations reports, which there are none this month, and that ends my section.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Mr. Liggett. I appreciate it. Mr. McGuire, payment of bills, Section 6.
Section 6.01, motion for the ratification of bills and payroll and authorization of payments. Request to ratify the payment of bills and payroll as per the list submitted for the period ending February 28, 2026, and authorize payment of bills on the check and voucher registered submitted for March. I so move.
Second.
Mr. McGuire motions. Mr. Liggett seconds. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries.
Section 6.02, a motion for ratification of bills and payroll numbers, or actually, now that it's reloaded, a motion to approve treasurer's report and financial statements. Request to approve the treasurer's report and financial statements as prepared by the administration for the period ending February 28, 2026. I so move.
Second.
Mr. McGuire motions. Mr. Liggett seconds. Comments or questions? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries.
So it's my section.
Thank you so much, Mr. McGuire. Section 7, Professional Personnel, Dr. Weston.
Thank you, Ms. White. Items 7.01 through 7.04 are all on consent. Item 7.05 is an approval of a revised early retirement incentive plan memorandum of understanding. This is a request to approve a revised early retirement incentive plan MOU with the PV Education Association. Recommended action is a motion to approve, and I so move.
And I second.
Dr. Weston motions, Mrs. Lofton second, I'm sorry, Mrs. Westfall seconds. You threw your voice there for a second. Sorry about that. Are there any comments or questions? Good stuff. Seeing none, all in favor? Against? Motion carries.
Thank you, and that concludes Section 7.
Dr. Weston, thank you so much. Mrs. Lofton, Section 8, support personnel.
Thank you, Mrs. White. The entire section is on consent, and so I will turn it back over to you.
Thank you, Mrs. Lofton. I appreciate it. Governance, Section 9, Ms. Westfall.
Thank you, Ms. White. My section is 9.01, first reading of policies. The following policies are presented for a first reading.
Are there any comments or questions? Okay, seeing none, we can move all of those forward.
And 9.02 is consent for approval to hold a second reading for the following policies.
And that one's on consent, and great job.
Thank you.
Thank you,
That
Ms.
ends my section.
Thank you, Ms. Westfall. That brings us to Section 10, closing items. Comments from the audience. 10.01, the board affords the community a second opportunity to make a comment on any topic for a duration of 3 minutes. Please state your name and municipality. I open the floor. Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to 10.02, comments from board members. I open the table. Mr. Weaver.
I would like to publicly thank Mr. Subers for his service as well. He's been a tremendous source of pride and expertise as we've gone through many challenges throughout the years, and for that I'm very grateful. I think Mrs. Hurd and myself would really agree to that, and I just wanted to put that on public record. We're going to miss you, Bonnie. Welcome. And we've got challenges for you already, so there you go.
Thank you, Mr. Weaver. I second all of that, especially in the tenure of going through the pandemic. Mr. Subers, just absolutely tremendous. A huge, huge benefit to the district. Anyone else?
The only thing I would like to say is I felt like I've known you for years, whatever, because our daughters graduated together. So hearing about Ashley's escapades and Taylor's escapades, I was always like wondering how are you holding up with that, because I was always a little wreck, so. But it was always funny, so.
They got through it.
They did.
On a personal note, very nice. I appreciate that too, Mr. McKinney. All right, seeing no one else, I will go ahead and move on to 10.03, notice of video disclaimer. 10.04 is adjournment. I will let you know for the record that we did hold an executive session prior to this meeting for the purpose of discussion of safety. Thank you so much, and I will see, hopefully, everybody at education this week. Have a great night.